This one's for all the short games out there. In today's video, we're adding to the list of short games that you could beat in one setting. Almost all these games are 3 hours or less, some even half of that. Imagine coming home from work and finishing an entire game in one sitting. How satisfying would that be? We'll be focusing on PlayStation Plus extra games that you can download and play right now and finish before tomorrow. These games are great to take a break from the monotony of sweaty multiplayer or open world games that suck way too much of your hours. Now previously, we did do an episode on 5 short games you could beat in one sitting. Since the extra catalog is ever changing, it needs an update. The last games in the first video were Minute, Brothers, Gardens Between, Abzu, and What Remains of Edith Finch. As of March 2024, they're all still available on Extra. There's been some newer games added, and I can't wait to tell you all about them. Not only did I play all these games, but I beat them too, which wasn't too hard because it only took one sitting. So let's just jump right into the games that you will play to take a break from all the other games. I'm going to start the list with the newer games first and work backwards to keep things fresh. Superliminal. Forget everything you know. This game will challenge you. It takes common visuals of video game language and flips them on their head to really mess with you. It's a reality-bending, mind-boggling puzzle game that will have you questioning every nook and cranny in every single level. In Superliminal, you'll navigate a series of surreal environments filled with optical illusions and perspective-based head-scratchers. You will constantly face the point of no return and think you're stuck. What the heck am I supposed to do? I can't click on anything. Then you just get this aha moment and it just clicks. You will get such a huge high of satisfaction every time you figure things out. And I challenge you, do not look anything up for this game. If you get stuck, try again the next day. A fresh mind is a fresh perspective. You'll be doing impossible things, but it's all a dream that you can't get out of. Basically, there's an interact button, and that button activates when you're facing the right angle with the right mindset. Your creativity and ingenuity will shine. It's unlike anything you've ever played before. If there ever was a game that was think outside the box, this is it, literally. It's a journey into the subconscious, and I guess about lucid dreaming? It's just a wild adventure. The runtime is only about 3 hours, but that's if you know what you're doing. You'll be stuck for much longer than that, as certain rooms will get you good. It makes you question reality itself. Well, at least video game reality. Unpacking. Okay, to completely switch gears, we're going to turn off our brains for this one. The last one, your head might physically hurt from trying to think outside the box. This one, we're going to be thinking inside the box. Here is the typical unpacking scenario. Your girlfriend sees you playing this game. What are you doing? What's the point of this game? I'm unpacking her things and moving into a new apartment. That sounds stupid. It's literally a chore. Why would I want to play Hey, that's not where that goes. Hey, put that in the right spot. Give me the controller. And then your girlfriend is hooked. You step into the shoes of a young woman as she unpacks her belongings and settles into various homes over the course of several years, from the early 90s until now. There are lots of unexpected surprises in here. First, there's a surprisingly emotional journey. As she moves from place to place, you'll learn a lot about her personal life achievements and relationships. Keep in mind, there's no dialogue, there's no story, not even text to tell you a story. Everything is told through the things she owns, the things her roommate owns, and how they change over the years. It's also a nostalgic throwback, as you get to see objects from the 90s and your childhood and think, oh yeah, I forgot about those things. It's surprisingly deep for such a simple game. My favorite thing was seeing the game consoles change over the years. You can even turn them on and see a pixelated take on the GameCube and Xboxes of yesteryear. My girlfriend's favorite moment was the thumbtack in the postcard that went right through the face of her pixelated ex-boyfriend. It's the little things like that. You barely notice them when you play, but when you zoom in, there is a story in there. The main campaign, if you want to call it that, lasts about 3 hours, but it's more than a game about organizing items. It's a journey full of emotions and memories. Unpacking is meditation. It's about love, life, and the passage of time, and also about where that household item should go. The struggle of moving in with roommates, sharing a space, and letting things go. It's a lot to unpack. Okay, now that we're relaxed, it's time to do the complete opposite. Unwind or unleash? Well, this is definitely unleash territory. We're going straight to hell. Imagine Doom Eternal meets Guitar Hero. I think that's enough words for you to go download this game immediately. I don't think I've ever said this in a sentence before, but it's a rhythm-based first-person shooter. If you like metal music, this is up your alley. If you don't, you're going to understand its appeal. Here's the basic premise. If you shoot or slash on the beat, your hits will hit harder. The longer your combo, the more damage you can do. Remember Guitar Hero where you'd activate that special after a long combo streak and that reverb would hit and you'd solo like you were the king of guitar? Well, it's kind of like that, but instead of guitars, you have guns and blades. If you have a 16x hit streak combo, you'll be one-shotting most enemies. It's such a unique experience that you will want more games in this genre immediately after playing it. The story, a hellish journey into the depths of the underworld as we battle the devil herself? I don't know. Flying monsters, dragons, creatures of all kind. That's all you need to know. You're going to be blasting through them with the headphones cranked to 11. Here's what makes the game truly unique, especially to audiophiles and fans of music production. As your streak grows, your damage grows, but that's just the visual. We need the audio to match that. So the better you do, the more tracks get added to the song. At full combo, you'll hear the whole song in its epicness. But at no combo, you'll be only hearing the drums. And as you build up your combo, eventually the bass gets added, and then the guitars, and then the lead solo guitars, and then finally you're feeling like in God mode, one-shotting everyone. Finally, the lead and backing vocals get added. It's a really unique way to play with music that I haven't seen anywhere else. When you screw up a combo or you miss a hit, you'll feel really defeated and disappointed. It's like you're jamming to a song full blast in the car and somebody turns it really low because you did something wrong. The last boss is quite difficult, so it'll take you quite a few tries to get, which might push this game past the beat it in one sitting category. It will take you a few days at least. Imagine this game in the future, a sequel where you get to pick or add your own songs. Oh, the possibilities. Guitar Hero and Tony Hawk did so much for the music scene. There really needs to be a new game to jumpstart bands' careers like those ones did, and this might be the one. Gigabash. Remember Rampage? Didn't they make a movie about that? This is like that mixed with Super Smash Bros. It's the shortest game on the list and it's a blast to play. If you don't have a friend to play with, that's okay. The story will keep you entertained for its 2-hour runtime. It's got kaijus and mechs and superheroes. It's a kid-friendly Pacific Rim. In Gigabash, there's a roster of kaiju-inspired characters, each with their own abilities and playstyles, from agile warriors, mech suits to towering behemoths. You duke it out with friends or AI, smash each other, you pick up buildings, you throw them, and you build up your special attacks. It's just dumb fun. Each character has its own strengths and weaknesses and can be OP or useless depending on who they're paired against. You will need to learn the strategy of your favorite character. The controls are intuitive and the game runs pretty smooth. It's easy to pick up, but a lot harder to master. You can button mash and beat the game almost all the way. The final boss will give you a run for your money though. It's a silly game and most will look past it, but it's something missing from the PlayStation land. That Mario Party feel of many friends going at it at the same time. Phrasing. Hey, remember last episode when we said The Outer Wild, one of the best games ever, was leaving PS Plus Extra, and you only have until the 19th this month to finish it? Well, I officially started a Twitch channel just so I could stream this game. So come join us over there if you're into those sort of things, because it's been one heck of a ride.
Oh my God, you've you destroyed the fabric of space-time. It broke. Game over. We're done. We're done here, folks. We're done.
Okay, that's enough about streaming. Back to the short game reviews.
He did it.
Okay, these next ones are a bit older, but they didn't make it to my original list, so I'll briefly talk about them here. You've seen them in the 55 short games compilation. I already mentioned them in that video, but they deserve to be in this one because it's still in the beat them in one sitting category. Avicii Invector. Since we're on the topic of music and rhythm-based games, let's mention Avicii Invector. Why does this game have such a high rating? It's like the stepping stone between Guitar Hero and Metal Hellsinger that we just talked about. The thing about rhythm games is it's boring visuals. Aside from the rhythm aspect and hitting the notes on time, there's not much else that's going on. They might throw some visuals in the background, but it doesn't affect the actual gameplay. So this one added a few new things that kept it fresh. The ability to jump, slide, and spin made it feel more like an actual game than Dance Dance Revolution. So I will give it props for trying new things, and like the last game, you'll be bumping to the music, even if it's not your cup of tea. Something about rhythm games makes you just more into the music, almost like you're a part of it. There's a little story too about a girl in a spaceship, but it's quite forgettable. Everyone's here for the party beats. Res Infinite. Okay, let's stay on track with the audio-visual immersion. Res Infinite is a psychedelic journey through cyberspace reminiscent of Tron and the early 80s, 90s CGI. Imagine a hacking sequence from a movie in the 90s. It's a video game version of that. The game is only 2 hours, but you'll beat it in one sitting. It's so easy to get drawn into. At its core, it's a game about synesthesia, where the lines between sight and sound blur to create a truly immersive experience. It's not as music-based as the last game, but it's still music is a big part. It's a rail shooter and very easy to pick up and get addicted to. It's one of the highest rated short games too on the PS Plus Extra catalog. Hotshot Racing. Okay, let's continue the 90s 3D aesthetic and talk about Hotshot Racing. It's a racing game and it's exactly what you'd expect. It looks like Virtua Fighter, the first one, and it does everything you expect it to. It's a high-octane racer that combines the action of classic arcade games with modern gameplay mechanics. It's a nostalgic racer that you wish you had 25 years ago. The controls are responsive, it has tight drifting controls, and even has multiplayer. The campaign is about 1.5 hours. Yep, you read that right. It's that fast. But the thing is, there are multiple characters and upgrades, and you get a different end credit mini story with each character you beat it with. So it does offer a little bit of replayability. There's also extra customization and cosmetics. Transference. Transference is a psychological thriller that blurs the lines between reality and virtual reality. This is a game meant to be played on VR, I think, but it's still a good experience on console. It has an immersive atmosphere, innovative game mechanics, and gripping storytelling. It blends live action footage with interactive gameplay. It's a unique game, and it will keep you on the edge of your seat with its creepiness. The main campaign is only about 2 hours, but you can explore for much longer than that if you want to, because apparently it has multiple endings as well. I only saw the one, which obviously adds to the runtime if you want to come back to it. It's a really creepy story about a family in dimensions. I don't even know, you just have to play it. This one might be a bit scary after all the kid-friendly ones I mentioned, but I thought I'd throw it in there just in case you're into it. It's a really short game. Resogun. The final game on the list, I would say, is the hardest. From the makers of Returnal comes Resogun. I guess it's the other way around. If you love particle physics and avoiding hundreds of bullets at a time, this 2D cylindrical shoot 'em up could be right up your alley. You're in a spaceship and you have to save the humans and shoot the baddies. It's fast-paced, has tight controls and dazzling visuals. It's just a sensory overload. Its main campaign is only 2 hours, but it's going to take you much longer than that if you're not good at these type of games. Lucky for me, I actually played Returnal first, so I got pretty good at avoiding the many bullets at once scenarios. The bosses in this game are pretty difficult, just like in Returnal. There's a lot of Resogun DNA in Returnal, so it's almost nostalgic. You'll feel like, oh, that's what evolved to that. And you get a real sense of the evolution of House Marquee, the studio behind Returnal. In both games. So if you played Returnal, this one's going to be fun. If you played this one first, then go play Returnal. They're both really good. So there you have it, folks. These diverse and captivating games offer something for every type of gamer, from adrenaline-fueled racing and rhythm-based games to mind-bending action and meditative, relaxing, and emotionally resonant journeys. I hope there's a game that you're willing to try out from this list. Hit that download button now, and that game will be on your system in no time, because these games are tiny. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you want to see much more, watch the Ultimate Short Games compilation for even shorter reviews of short games on PS Extra. Until next time, be a friend, and I'll see you again.